Hello, Capricorn, my lovely goats. I hope you all are having a fantastic summer. It's almost the end of summer. We're in the thick of Leo season, and I hope you're able to find a little bit more optimism at the time of the sunny August. It is a little bit humid, admittedly, a little bit humid. Anyway, my name is Volk. I'll be your tarot reader for the day. We're going to do a monthly forecast for all of you Capricorn. So if you have your sun, moon, or rising under the sign of Capricorn, this video is exactly for you. The way this is going to work is we're going to be pulling one card for every week of the month. So since it is August 13th, we're going to take a look at the recent past with the first week of the month to get an overview of what you've been going through recently. And then we'll pull an outliner card, sort of a focus card to help you navigate the month as we are still in the middle of it. And then we'll do one subconscious card to see what's going on buried deep that needs to be brought to the surface. And then we'll do an animal spirit card, one of these babies, to impart a little bit of advice on what kind of behavior you need to inhibit or what you need to do in your surroundings within your immediate circumstances. So Capricorn, while I shuffle the cards, let's have a little bit of a summary of what's going on astrologically for you in the planets. So recently we had a full moon in Aquarius in your second house of values, finances, your foundations. And it seems like you're willing to change. You're willing to change what you've been doing. You're traveling to smoother waters. Let's put it that way. So this is what's going on This is what's been going on recently, at least, is the transitory phase. You've been wanting to change the way you work with other people, the way you approach work, the amount of work you put into things. And you're revising your overall sense of freedom, how you've been sacrificing freedom for responsibilities, because Pluto, Jupiter, and your native ruler, Saturn, are all in the first house, your house of self, ego, your identity, how you are perceived by others. How you lead your life and your world. So for this week, for the current week of August, we have your opposite sign, Cancer, the Chariot. So you're really working your way towards going out of the old horizons. You're going past where you've been before. You're outgrowing an old way of being, an old way of thinking and working. And it seems like you're really digging deep for something more fulfilling and meaningful in your life. The new moon is going to be in Leo on August 18th for you. So for you, it'll be in the eighth house of life and death, regeneration, the occult, whatever is buried deep, other people's resources as well. So, and then Venus is in your seventh house, the planet of love, platonic or romantic love, self-love is in your seventh house. So your approach with one-on-one relationships is becoming more balanced. There's more harmony to be found in relationships. And you're slowing down. You're slowing down on life a little bit. So on the third week of August, we have a pretty good emotional approach to life and the past. You're overcoming certain heartbreaks, disappointments, challenges you've had internally with your emotions. You're over that. Seems like you're progressing quite well, Capricorn. Moving to smoother waters at first, ready for a new change of life as life slows down. And you're looking into approaching relationships differently and having more self-control and saying no to certain things, having a better understanding of boundaries and what you allow and what you don't allow based on what you are already past. See, these two together are great because it denotes the end of an old phase. And for you, with the planets, with a lot of the outer planets being in your first house, especially your ruler, your native Saturn retrograding in the first house, there seems to be a need to revise. There was a strong need to revise recently your approach to your responsibilities. And you're trying your best to include a little bit more freedom and fun and creativity in your life. And you're doing it in a different way. Uranus, the planet of revolution, of unorthodoxy and radical behavior, of revolutionary freedom. Uranus is in the 5th house for you of romance, creativity, children, fun, entertainment. So you're really changing the way that you've been finding freedom and fulfillment in your own life. And in a fellow Earth sign like Taurus, it's going to help you feel more stabilized. It'll be hard at first to figure out how to do it, but with some of the major outer planets, Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn in your first house, life is on pause for you. And it's making space for you to navigate in the right direction. In a place where you're not feeling like this anymore. And so, yeah, by the 3rd week on the new moon in Leo, you're getting out of an old rut. And you're looking for more depth in your life. Even mentally, you're thinking about including activities and hobbies and experiences that are far more meaningful. Because you're always the thing with Capricorn is you guys have a little bit of this habit of wanting to pursue the next thing and to go after the next step on the mountain, being that you're so driven, but sometimes you forget to have a little bit of fun in the present moment. And you forget to enjoy your surroundings, so to say. So Capricorn needs to slow down a little bit, especially Capricorn. Far more than any other sign, I would say, being that Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn are all stationed in Saturn and have been in Saturn for a while now, and they're slowing down. They will be some of them will be going direct a little bit later during the year, but for now, you're taking a break from the constant juggling of responsibilities. At the 4th week, there's a need to keep balancing your responsibilities and priorities, but you need to do it in a more balanced way, where there's an equal amount of attention to these responsibilities that you must attend to. However, you still need to pay attention to the one thing that you desire more, because it seems like you're forcing yourself to look at this thing, whatever you are needing to do there. You can kind of keep it going, but maybe put a little bit more focus and attention towards the other thing that's a little bit more valuable to you at the time. Because life right now, the world is a little bit chaotic, but that doesn't mean that you can't stabilize your own life in the way that you want. And this has to do with health, work, finances. So if you have to sacrifice something to make space for another thing that you care more for, like your own health and your own sense of rest, physical rest might be needed, so that you can keep working, then in the long run, you'll find that the rest of 2020 will be a lot easier. So let's have one theme card to kind of put a bow tie on all of this and to see what maybe needs a little bit more focus. What is a card? What is a cosmic force? What is a theme in your life that needs a little bit more attention as you move to smoother waters and still continue your professional endeavors? What's going on here for you? Yeah, overall, it's a pretty easy breezy month for you, Capricorn. And you're reevaluating what is important to you, what is valuable in certain relationships. What is most important to you in life, right? Because sometimes Capricorn wants to seek a little bit of status and fame, and you know, Capricorn is notorious for wanting a good reputation, right? They want to be surrounded by people that are accomplished, but that's not always the way to do it. Sometimes you forget that some of these accomplished people aren't so accomplished because they worked hard for it. And it's most likely because they're privileged. So the Hanged Man is what we have here, but it's in reverse. So something tells me that you're spending a lot of time pitying yourself, playing the martyr, feeling victimized when that's kind of on you. So there's a need to surrender that feeling of being a victim of, and always being the one to be the provider and to have to do everything for everyone and to pick up the slack. It's also the card of Neptune, I want to point out. So Neptune is in Pisces right now in your third house of communication. So Neptune in the third house of communication. It's also retrograde. Completely forgot. Neptune is retrograde. This is reversed. So there's a common theme here of needing to change the way that you communicate yourself. There's a need to have a little bit more confidence and to not be so hung up on what didn't work out. So you need to be accountable for your own behavior, is the advice here with this card. Is some of the things that didn't work out for you is because you allowed for those things to happen to you in the first place. You just didn't confidently say no sometimes, and you didn't allow yourself to have stronger boundaries. So what's in the subconscious for you, Capricorn? What's at the bottom of the deck? Ten of Cups in reverse. Ten of Cups in reverse is pretty hard to deal with. So while you are having a seemingly easy breezy month, there's a lot of heavy weight about family life. Mars and Chiron are both in the fourth house of family, home, your roots. So you're carrying a lot of baggage. Maybe you regret doing something in the family, and yeah, there's a strong level of weight being carried in the family life, I feel. And maybe if you're not a family kind of person, if you're a sole single individual, then this has to do with not reconnecting with the inner child. So there's a lack of surrendering See, this card paired with that card, another Piscean card, card of Neptune, there's a need to surrender, the strong need to keep carrying a lot of responsibilities. And now, by the end of the month, I think you're finally learning how to be a little bit more balanced on the need to be responsible and to have the freedom that you need. Right? You can keep having a lot of responsibilities. With this card in the upright, you're still able to juggle things, but you kind of need to put that on break sometimes. And to lead your life in a more... You need to have your life be a little bit more peaceful. So you can keep working, but you need a different approach to working. You need to be more of a dominant force in your professional life, in how you approach life and how you approach relationships. There's a need for serenity and for a proper amount of balance of yin and yang, you know, with overcoming the heartbreak and the mental need to have a less tumultuous life like the one portrayed here in the background of the Two of Pentacles. There's a need to learn how to work while not feeling under pressure. But in order to do that, there's a need to surrender. Because right now... Sorry, I'm holding the wrong card. Right now, you're not surrendering at all. Capricorns are typically the ones to organize ahead of time. They'll always kind of have a planner, right? You'll want to do it step by step in the right way, in the smart way, in the way that you deem is best. But you're not allowing for the intuitive part of yourself to kick in. And I feel like with Cancer being your opposite sign here, being portrayed in the reading, Cancer is a lot more intuitive, right? Cancer leads its life based on how it feels most of the time, which is not typically something Capricorn is attuned to. So you need to flip that so that that watery card in the subconscious can also... Oh, sorry. Wrong. There you go. So if you allow yourself to surrender to that spiritual insight, to having a clear understanding of how to get to this peaceful place a little bit more often, right? You've already started incorporating that breath of the mind in your brain, right? And so now you have a clear, a balanced mind and body and heart to move ahead past obstacles, because you finally understood how to overcome this, the heartbreak, the loss, the disappointments. And so therefore you're still able to keep doing what you're doing amidst the chaos in the background, in the globe, whatever's going on out there, right? With the pandemic, etc. Governments being revised and reevaluated. So again, I feel like there's a lot of weight on the emotional level, and it's almost time. It's almost as if you're at the finish line. Your ruler is in your first house. Saturn in your first house. So karmically, there's a need to drop a lot of weight and to maybe revise what you've been doing and how you've been approaching life. Because you've made maybe some really big mistakes and you regret them. And you're looking for deeper meaning in your family life as well, maybe. And everything's kind of... The obstacles that you've recently experienced have to do with maybe other people that you've been for a little while that you thought were better for you. But I don't know. There's it's like you've self-imposed those obstacles that have to do with the experiences you've been dissatisfied with. So let's pull one animal card to conclude it all, Capricorn. What's going on? What's going on, Capricorn? What do we need for you? What kind of character do you need to develop to have a smoother month of August? It seems pretty positive out there in the world, right? A little, well, not really. It's all kind of superficial, right? There's sunlight. Some people aren't wearing their masks, being irresponsible idiots. Capricorns would never do that, I would think, hopefully. I mean, there are some pretty low vibrational Capricorns out there. Let's not focus on these people, but you know, every sign, every zodiac sign inhibits its bad and good qualities, and some people lead their lives with a low moral compass, a very strong level of apathy and absurdity. Anyway, what do we need for Capricorn? Did I miss anything else in the astrology? Not really. I think we've covered everything. Yeah, with the new moon in Leo conjuncting Mercury later on August 18th. You're going to be looking for more meaningfulness in your own life. More passion and desire for things, for experiences, for new goals. I think you're really revising what you really want for yourself. As far as your long-term goals with Uranus and Taurus, long-term goals that are going to be really fun to seek after versus the, okay. The tiger, the lunar tiger with that fiery ambition, right? So you need to develop more ambition, more desire. Like the tiger that pounces carefully, that is very much intentional in its stare, right? It knows what it wants based on that lunar intuition that we were talking about earlier, is you need to be driven emotionally. And you need to do that by surrendering all the feelings of pity, self-pity, and victimhood that you might have felt for a while, because you're learning how to overcome that, I think, by the third week. So I think you can do it, Capricorn. Do it. Follow your heart. And you can't go wrong. But really, really, really listen to your heart. Don't force a certain future or outcome. All right, Capricorn? So we will end it on that note. Thank you so much for listening in. I hope you enjoyed your monthly reading. If you found it valuable, let me know in the comment section. You can leave a like. You can also subscribe if you want to keep up with this kind of content. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/icyvolk for announcements, updates, or anything else. Otherwise, you can join our Discord server for our little community hub at discord.gg/icyvolk. And you can also leave a monetary tip if you want to support the content and see it grow further. Invest in it. It's up to you. But otherwise, have a fantastic rest of the month, and I'll see you around. Take it easy. Until next time, signing out, your tarot reader, Volk. Goodbye.